Hello, Lisa Richard here with Loving Energy Recharge, coming in to do the Inner Alchemy for June the 1st through to the 6th. Inner Alchemy is a journey of sharing in the teachings of human design, blending together the gene keys, our background as a Lightworker coach, and our ability to intuitively channel through the energies that are currently at play. It is an opportunity for us to recognize how much we pick up on the energies that are around us from the different positions of the cosmos and what is being stimulated within your own DNA, your cellular makeup, in order for you to transcend from shadow into light. It is a normal progress for us to go through this journey of evolution, to be in this earthly journey of here to learn how to evolve, to become more enlightened within ourselves. So using the teachings of human design, the gene keys, we are stepping into gate 35 this week. That is known as the gate of progress. And if you are new to the teachings of human design and you'd like to get your free birth chart, you can visit my website, lovingenergyrecharge.com. Enroll in the free Introduction to Human Design course and follow the links to get your birth chart. Now, gate 35 is going to be found up in the throat center. It is the third shape from the top of your human design body graph. It is also the fifth of 7 throat activations that we are currently undergoing since the beginning of May. So for those who have been following this channel for a while, you are aware that we are climbing an ascension ladder. Now stepping into that 5th ring brings us literally to the throat chakra. The throat is our area of communication, manifestation. We all have a human desire to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be heard, to express ourselves. So we're finding a lot of energy up in the throat right now in that desire to want to do something and bring something forward, and also the opportunity to really listen deeply to the higher wisdom and those higher teachings. So this is beautiful energy right now, and this is leading us to the new moon in Gemini, which is happening on June the 6th. Gemini being that air element. So here we are in the 3rd house of really learning about communication and distribution and learning a new perspective. Gemini always offers the twin. So there's both sides to everything. So you might find that you are feeling like you're being torn in half right now and feeling really uncomfortable, like you are merging outside of yourself. Kind of like that caterpillar who is coming now into being a butterfly, but still very wet, very unsure of itself, and needing to learn how to fly. So this is a time right now where the energies are really stimulating and challenging us to stay the course. In the teachings that I'm doing right now in my class for claiming your divine voice, we talked about the analogy of ascending a mountain. And as you are climbing a mountain, the closer you get to the peak, the harder it is to navigate. So you have to become even more diligent in where you are placing your hands, what you're holding on to, where your feet are finding its stability, your connection to breath to keep yourself calm and alert and aware of your surroundings. And that's exactly what this energy is right now. So in gate 35, the gate of progress, what we are seeing is the shadow of hunger and the dilemma, the challenge of self-indulgence. Now, hunger is a primal instinct. You're going to feel this in your roots. You're going to feel it within your sacral, your belly, your willpower, and it is often unconscious. It is the energy that drives you to do the things that you do. And in that state of overindulgence, it then leaves you feeling sick or depleted or in a cycle of blame, shame, guilt, or all sorts of manner of lower vibrating energies. We all do this. So it's not about looking at yourself to find fault. It's really looking out at humanity to acknowledge that when we're not present, and that was the teachings of last week, teaching us the value of our presence, being in the present moment, not escaping, not being an automatic pilot, not being so busy doing things on repeat that we're not aware of our behaviors, our tendencies, and those things that are really truly hurting us, but learning to come into the present moment to focus and to examine, why am I doing that? And what am I hungry for? So overindulgence could be in areas of food, eating too much food, drinking too much, getting lost in social media, getting lost in your work, getting lost in your thoughts. There's so many ways that we tend to overindulge that pull us away from being consciously aware of what we're doing to then satisfy the hunger. So that hunger is that desire that comes from within to help you feel comfortable, to help keep you in the familiar, and to keep you in that state of automatic pilot. This is just the way I've always done it. Therefore, it's easy for me to continue to do it again and again and again. So the energy is really stimulating us in this sign of Gemini, in the air sign, preparing us for the new moon, that new birth, that opportunity that when we are lost in the unknown, we can keep our footing and feel secure if you are aware of what it is you are doing. So we have a beautiful opportunity this week to now call in the gift of adventure. Adventure is that sense of excitement, enthusiasm. So that was also part of the energy of last week, is continuing to build on your enthusiasm, putting your sights on those things that you know bring you joy, help you to feel satisfied. You're going to look for what is inspiring to you, not what is irritating you. So you want to shift your perspective towards those things that really start to light up your fire and are going to give you the tools and the support to continue climbing your ascension ladder, knowing that you have to be even more mindful of where your energy and your focus is going. So using the gift of adventure this week, this is all about learning to get out of our comfort zones, but also to have that understanding of there's so much that we don't know in life. So here's an opportunity to build on our relationships, to perhaps meet your neighbors. How many of us don't even know their neighbors? Or how many are living in a town or a city and there's still so much to explore? Have you been in all the stores in your area? Do you know what is being offered around you? Are you aware of the community parks and the trails and the areas of recreation? Are you aware of expanding outside of your neighborhood and more things to do out of there? Perhaps there are new cultures to explore, new styles of learning to explore, different kinds of music, opportunities to be engaged with what your children are doing, to be more present in their world and in their life. So adventure comes with that openness of getting out of your repetitive patterns and learning to open the eyes and the visions and the awareness of how much is going on all around you in any given moment, and then allowing yourself that sense of adventure to start exploring and creating a new awareness and inviting in more joy, more curiosity, more discovery, busting out of some of those mind tendencies that want to stick to a narrative and stick to a program and stick to a safe zone, and that tendency to be too serious. We want to invite in that childlike energy, that playfulness, that drive. You want to keep inspiring yourself to grow. And the reason for this is we are approaching that climb of the 7 chakras to then bring us to the summer solstice. And you can see that summer solstice is you're now coming into bloom. You're now showing up in the fullness of your presence, your offering for this cycle in this time of life right now. And you want to be aware of what it is that you are offering to yourself and those around you. So yes, it's hard to climb the ladder and it's hard to look at your patterns and your behaviors and your comfort zones, but there's so much beauty when you really face yourself and have that courage to say, you know what? I am so hungry. But what are you hungry for? And it's not about numbing yourself with something that's a temporary satisfaction. It's using a small dose of that shadow of hunger to launch yourself forward in the direction that is truly satisfying. So you start to indulge in those things that light you up. And a lot of times, and really keep in mind that we spent 2 years in COVID, in isolation, in separation, in a state of loneliness for a lot of people, creating fears of one another, creating the sense of independence, self-protection. Really looking at that now, looking at that shadow of hunger and asking yourself, are you hungry for connection? Are you hungry for different, more meaningful relationships? Are you hungry for community? Are you hungry for a sense of belonging and getting along? What are you truly hungry for? And then understanding that when you have the awareness of what it is you are truly after, now it is up to you to take the responsibility to start engaging in those activities. So if you are feeling isolated, you don't know your neighbors, you don't know your neighborhood, you don't have substantial relationships, well then how can you start offering that to others? Because you're not alone. So what can you do for yourself to place you in areas where there are people that you can then have the courage to maybe make the first move by smiling, by having a greeting, by asking a question? Are there groups that you can join? So really getting innovative and watching the mind talk that says, well, I can't do anything, I'm all by myself. No, that's a hunger and a narrative to keep you small and stuck. You have all the ability within you, and our energy from last week, so I encourage you to go back and listen to that video as well, was all about really listing your skill sets, your versatility, and knowing how many things you've already overcome in your life and achieved in your life, and the variety of tools that you bring to the table. So watch the program in your mind that says it's too hard, it's impossible, I can't. I have a reading that you can actually book that changes that I can't to I can. And sometimes it's just becoming aware of your natural fears and your areas of conditioning in your own birth chart that then bring it up to your conscious awareness of, oh, that's not mine. That's a thought program and a belief system that I got from my caregivers, from my teachers, from societies, from others of influence around me. So the more you start learning about who you are, then you're going to know who you are not. So I highly encourage you, if you're able to reach out, book a reading, or start exploring some tools and opportunities for you just to start really building that trust and faith within yourself. So let us examine and acknowledge this shadow of hunger this week. The dilemma and the challenge of overindulging, crossing that line from satisfaction to dissatisfaction, looking at what you're doing that is hurting your mind, your body, your spirit, and really embracing that sense of adventure and knowing that adventure starts by changing your repetitive patterns and getting out of your comfort zones. So you don't have to go anywhere too far. Everything you have is already around you. See how innovative you can get in allowing yourself to explore many new opportunities and things that are going to increase your love for life. Because that is why you're here. You're here to learn how to master the art of living life well. So have fun in this energy. I would love to hear your comments, your self-actualization, how you are experiencing this within yourself. The other thing that I want to mention is it does have a tendency in its activation to also draw drama and crisis towards you. So if you are stuck in the shadow tendencies, the not self tendencies, and you're getting sucked into other people's dilemmas and lower vibrating energies instead of rising and staying in your truth, you might find that you're going to be pulled into a lot of emotional drama during this time frame. So to be aware of it brings you back into the gate 35 progress that we're in, and reminding yourself of all the solutions that are possible. So if you are hearing someone else's negative mindset, their drama, all these other things, or you're experiencing your own, you are really reminding yourself of the many adventurous ways to come out of that. So notice that in its own stimulation, and you're not here to fix or change anybody else. So don't apply this gift in that direction. We are all walking and navigating our own journey. And the most loving thing you can do is help somebody come into their own self-actualization. So enjoy this journey, enjoy the rise, notice any pressure in the throat center to want to jump too quickly into action, and use this as some deep thinking, some deep contemplating, getting really clear on what am I hungry for and why am I hungry for that. Sending you all a namaste, which means the light in me sees the light in you. Take care.